Now, as for making it back to the inn, I could certainly get lost on my way there, but I think it is roughly in this direction, if I'm not mistaken. Because Jared was saying there are a couple of people we still wanted to talk to. Alright, I wanted to talk to those guys, but I also was very hesitant, because I was like, there is about a 50-50 chance that I accidentally punched them, and that probably wouldn't end well. Well, we should probably also, like, pop open the map, because otherwise I'm just definitely not going to go in the right direction, because I'm probably not headed in the right direction, although I do see there's a exclamation mark in this, or down this path, so that might still be worth pursuing. Every important location you have discovered will be marked on your world map. Okay. Jump to your current objective, press the mysterious button, scroll using that. Your current objective is marked with that sign. Available quests are marked with the exclamation point. Here you can see the objectives of your currently tracked quests. Ask the Nilfgaardians about Yennefer, and they are at the barracks. We do know that. There are multiple objectives. You can switch between them by pressing that button. Here you can see a minimap showing an overview of the region. Use RT to increase, decrease its size. Oh, okay. Oh. So that is... Oh, the Nilfgaardians, they're actually quite a ways away. There's lots of stuff going on all over the place, which I suppose we probably should have expected. There was something in the middle of the lake. Okay. That's, potentially concerning. Swamplands. Okay, so there's lots and lots of things that we can investigate further. I suppose we probably shouldn't have been surprised about that. I've already lost track of where we are actually currently standing. Okay, here's the inn, though. Oh, it's in the exact opposite direction from where we're going. Of course it is. Of course it is. Okay, so in that case, I'm thinking, let's maybe just stop by and look at what this quest is all about. Then we'll double back, check out those people that we're supposed to talk to at the inn, and from there, maybe we'll go to the barracks after that. Maybe we'll continue to see if there are other people we want to talk to first, but it seems like we have lots of options. It is clicking the thumbstick. Okay. That is what I was guessing was probably the case. Potentially. My controller even vibrated when we walked up there.
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan.
Huh?
It always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Was standing at me window, peering at the goings-on. He must have heard me, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So, I grabbed me pan for protection, see? But he just asks all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries?
Lilac berries, you say?
Nay, says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening, just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. He's right baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
Okay. Don't know what to make of all that.
Interesting. What happened then?
Afore dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left. Locked the door, hopped on his horse, and that
How many deaths before I make it back to the tavern? Is it that difficult to walk through town?
Old, black with sort, not worth much, I suppose. But I've no other.
Are we about to get swarmed by a whole bunch of soldiers of some variety?
Old widower Pan.
Wraiths? Monsters?
I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any road. Such a stench wafting out. Methinks the other fellow, well, that he's lying there.
Huh? Okay, admittedly, I also zoned out and got distracted partway through that conversation, so I still don't really know what she's on about, but I guess we'll help.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around.
You should wait here, just in case.
Controller is vibrating like anytime I walk by her, which is odd because that is the only time that has ever happened. And so I don't really know what to make out of it. It would normally lead me to believe that there's something very dangerous here. Maybe. Maybe we ought to go check out the tavern first, then. Because this is on the way back to the, Nilfgaardians.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
Just, you know, reading between the lines a little bit there.
I ride Hellraiser.
We'll do the little things first. Talk to the people at the tavern, and then we'll get our hands dirty a little bit, searching for pans and what have you. Yeah, we'll just casually stroll on through all these people's hard, tended plots of land and ruin all their crops. Thought it was in this general direction, because it was in the what? There's a red marker there. I saw that.
Damn dear,
I saw a red marker there. That would have suggested that there was an enemy there momentarily. Don't know what that was all about. Alright, now I need to check the map again, because, like, I don't know where. Oh, we're headed in the right direction. Look at that. We're fine. Do you really need to tell me about markers again? Or, okay, I suppose on this occasion, yes, it might be helpful for us to place a marker. That is true. Okay, fine. Fine. You can only place one default custom marker at a time, but you can place up to 10 total of the special markers. Red skull, the blue, whatever that's supposed to be, and a yellow eye. Okay. Can we drop something here? I'm pressing the place custom marker button. Perhaps... Oh, I'm not... Never mind, I was not pressing the correct button. Now I am. Yeah, X is going to be hard, always, because X is the equivalent of A on a PlayStation controller, and I'm used to using PlayStation controllers, not Xbox controllers, so that's going to mess with my brain a bit. Oh, having a little spelling bee over there. Insanely helpful? I can only imagine, based on how many different things there are. There's gotta be, it would be very difficult to keep track of stuff without using markers, I would think.
Greetings.
Okay, so I don't know specifically who you wanted us to talk to, but it seems like it might be these guys. They might be playing Gwent? Question mark. I see there are cards on the table.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Is that so? Oh, okay, so you're saying he's from that school that sounds like one of the actual, what, Oxenfurt? Which is obviously based on Oxford. Apparently that's in Novigrad, which we've heard of before, but I don't actually know where that is.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Okay. We'll see about that.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired
Right
of
now.
life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Yeah, see, that's probably not gonna end very well for you. So, not to like butt into your business and all, but you should probably go back to your books.
Take my advice. Go back to your books while you can. War's no game. No faculty meetings to attend, no tenure to gain, end notes to compile. First soldier you see'll kill you.
Why would he do that? Me? A neutral civilian? A scholar?
Boots.
Come again?
He'll kill you for your boots.
Say what?
Horsewoman of war. What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Okay.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
I was gonna say, it looked like we might have been escaping without
But the
being
rules are quite
introduced to what he appears to be doing at the stable here. Alright, options marked with the cards will begin a game of Gwent. Let's give it a shot. Do we have any cards with which to play Gwent at all?
Why not?
Splendid! Here's how it's done.
Okay. Do you want to begin the Gwent tutorial? I suppose so. Alright, welcome to Gwent. We have now entered an entirely new game, it would seem. Based on what I've heard, at least. Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. Players are generals, and their cards are their forces. I will go first, okay? Begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use them wisely. Okay. I would not have expected that, so that's good to know. Okay. Choose a card to redraw. Okay. I don't know. Unit card strength. This is a unit card. Number of the in the upper left corner indicates its strength. Kid, when these siege experts are only 1. When he's stick. Whereas Sabrina Glevisig is a 4. Okay, that's understandable. When placed in the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. Okay. Sure, simple enough. This is the unit's combat row icon. The icon indicates the row on the battlefield where the card can be played. Close combat, ranged combat, siege combats. This is actually a... Oh, it's a siege expert. Yeah, okay. That's understandable that it's siege range. Some unit cards have special abilities. This Kedwani Siege Expert special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Okay, that actually sounds like that could be decent. Despite it presumably being a pretty generic card that we are starting off with because we haven't purchased any extra cards yet. Weather cards are a type of special card. They reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. Okay, so the Frosty one reduces the strength of melee. The Moon one, whatever that is, reduces archers, and then the Chocolate Rain affects the siege weapons. Okay, gotcha. I'm not going to remember most of this stuff, but we'll at least give it a shot here. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards, discard, and redraw. Well, let's skip that for now and go straight to playing. Okay, just ignore that part. Round start. Okay, so we're just starting with these 10 cards. We will not draw any more. We will not swap out any of the ones that we have. This is the battlefield. This is your side. We have the 3 rows. We have the melee in the front, then the archers, and the siege. Okay. This is your opponent's side. Similar idea. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Okay, so only 1 card per turn. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability, which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing... something. Press to select a card from your hand. Press again to place it on the battlefield. Okay. Our turn. Okay, so... I have no idea. Is that Siegfried? It looks like Siegfried. It is. We're on the same side, Witcher. You'll realize this one day. That's cool. Okay. Wait, who is technically our leader? Is it this dude? He has the highest number? I recognize that face. Deathmold? Okay. I once made a prisoner vomit his own entrails. Ah. Good times. Yes, who actually is our leader, then? Whoever this person is? Kira Metz? To die today. I wish to look smashing for the occasion. Oh, dear. We have Foltest? Is he hiding here somewhere? Do I just not see him? Oh, he's over here. Okay. I see. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea. So I'm just gonna play a generic card because that seems like the simple and probably wrong decision, but I'll do it anyway because this is my first time ever playing this. I bled for Redania, killed for Redania. Damn it. Okay, well, yeah, maybe you're not so great after all, but we'll play you. The number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Okay. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. Not safe for work, indeed. Okay. So during your turn, you can pass by holding down... What? There's no... You're not telling me what I'm holding down to pass. But once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. Oh, wait, so can we play multiple cards per round? You pass when you're confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. A round ends once both players have passed. Players then compare the total strengths of their units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded, and both players' total strength is reset to 0. So, if I'm reading this correctly, and interpreting this correctly, that means that if we wanted to, we could theoretically just throw everything out onto the field at once, have a ridiculously high strength value, and more or less guarantee that we win that round. But then, next round, we would discard all those cards that we already used, and we would be in bad shape going forward. So we need to balance it out, it seems. Okay, winner of 2 rounds wins. Okay, so like here, obviously, our opponent has 2 strength, whereas we only have 1. Can I click on his card to see what it does? Apparently not. Probably showed me earlier, and I just wasn't paying close enough attention. What happens if we tie? Like, if I were to throw... Oh. Okay, I already forget what happens if the different rows have different numbers. Like, is the total number the only thing that matters? Because I see, like, for example, if I throw down the siege dude, we'll have a total of 2, and we'd be tied. But we would be split between 2 different rows, whereas they have 2 in just 1 row. So, like, does he beat me here because he has 2 in the melee row and I only have 1 in the melee row? Total number is the only thing that matters? Okay. So... So this reduces the melee row... strength of all close combat cards to 1. Ooh. That could be an interesting way to level the playing field. Right trigger is view cards? Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. So he does not have a special ability, he just has 2. Okay. So, and was I right in thinking that we can actually play multiple cards per turn, or is there a limit? You can only do 1 per turn. Because, like, I'm thinking it would be cool if we were to play this card here to level the playing field in the melee row, and then maybe we throw down the siege guy, give ourselves a small advantage for this round without investing too heavily, and then we go much harder in the second and or third rounds. Granted, maybe it's not a good idea to be using this card on what is still a relatively weak enemy that they're currently using. Only once per turn? Okay. Let's throw this guy down then for now. Granted, there's no one else in the siege row at the moment, so special ability isn't doing anything. Okay, so he is continuing to place 2 strength cards, so the moment definitely outpacing us. And we keep on going this round until someone passes? Is that the way it works? It's like, obviously we're losing right now. Until both people pass. Okay, so basically, until we both say, yeah, we're good. So, like, right now, I could pass and basically be like, yeah, we baited you into using 2 decent, albeit probably not his best cards, on the assumption that after holding on to some of our big strength cards, we could probably pull off a victory in the next round and hopefully the round thereafter as well. So I'm thinking we actually pass here, and we take the L deliberately. Let's give that a shot. I attempted to pass. Oh, hold to pass. Okay, gotcha. It's like, are they stupid? And do they want to put anything else down? No. Okay, so they just take the victory. That makes sense, for that round at least. Player who loses a round also loses a life gem. Game is over once the player has lost both life gems. Okay, yep. So they won the round. My hope there is that we played a little bit of the long con, if you will. So they go first this time, which I think actually might be a disadvantage. So they did use one of their big cards, yes. But we do have bigger still. Remind me what Foltest does? Pick an impenetrable fog card from your deck and play it instantly. I don't know what that means. We'll have to see. Yeah, so obviously, yeah, having never played Gwent before, I have no idea what the correct strategy is, or like the way in which the computer tends to play against you. If there's a way you can kind of metagame it a bit. So I'm gonna deliberately try to one-up him a bit here by breaking out something that's a higher strength card than what he's using. We'll see if he reacts accordingly. That's a pretty good card, too. But, we could just continue to keep pace. We throw out a 4 of our own. Who is this? Oh, it's Sheldon. Skags. Okay. I'm a little surprised he's a ranged person and not a melee person. But I think on this occasion, I mean, it might not be a good idea to go all in on a specific row like this, because I feel like he might do something to weaken this row specifically. Okay, so now he has taken a 2-point lead. It's like here, it would be best if we could keep it to a minimum. The amount that we throw in additional powerful cards, because we've started to invest a fair bit. Might it be worth getting rid of or reducing the power of some of their cards? Remind me, this is the siege row that this affects. This would be really good because it would affect only our opponent and not us. Whereas this one would also affect only our opponent and not us. It would actually have a larger effect. I don't know if one is typically more valuable than the other. Let's try this, because at least on this occasion, it's a little more valuable. We're investing more heavily this time for sure. But we kind of have to, because we deliberately took the L in the first round. Okay, so they passed. They're taking the loss this time. So now, obviously, we ought to pass. So we've already won. And all weather affects everyone. Yeah, so like on that occasion, we didn't have anyone in the melee row. Oh, we did? We drew a card? Wait, why did we draw a card? Why did we just draw that card? Yeah, so we knew we didn't have anyone in the melee row that time, so we weren't gonna hurt ourselves at all by doing that. Faction bonus? Okay, I have no idea what that means, but I'll take your word for it. Oh. Okay. Place next to a card with the same name to double the strength of both cards. Okay. Well, we don't have a second card of that sort at the moment. So it's not doing much for us. So, one thing that I'm thinking of is I'm looking at this, and this is potentially our trump card to weaken the siege weapons. Does this only affect siege weapons that are currently on the field? Or does it affect them for the rest of the round? So, like, for example, if we play this, and then afterward we place our siege weapon, does our siege weapon still drop down to 1? Rest of the round? Okay. So we can't get clever that way. So what I'm thinking is, because we are potentially going to end up using this guy, I think we try to focus on using cards that are not siege weapons. Granted, I mean, this is going to be everything or nothing, right? Because it's all for all the marbles this time, with both of us down 1 life. So, presumably, they're going to throw their best stuff at us as well. I'm just going to basically throw down everything. Obviously, that's not our highest card yet, but I anticipate that we will end up throwing down our highest cards. Alright, what, if anything, did this say that was special? Nothing. Okay, so it's just lower than what we currently have. Okay. Well, we'll continue to spread things out a little bit and significantly outdo you here. Okay, so now you're gonna downgrade Siegfried. That is unfortunate, but that was probably to be expected. We are still winning, so we had an advantage to begin with. Siegfried is still one more advantage on top of that. The frost effect, or whatever it's called, technically doesn't really matter for this guy here, because he's already just 1 strength. So I'm thinking, why not throw him down there and just continue to build a little bit of a lead? Obviously, we are still leading at the moment, so there's, you know, I don't feel like we need to go crazy just yet. But again, with this being the last round, why not just throw down everything? So I anticipate that we will end up doing just that. Okay, so you have several of those. The score is 6-6 right now. You may have already answered this question, but remind me, what happens if we tie? Especially when we're both on 1 life remaining. Because we're tied right now. I mean, I expect we'll probably end up playing this card next, but we might not have much left in our arsenal after that, because if we do go the siege weapon route, we might also want to use this option here, which will make our siege weapon drop down to just 1 strength. So let's start here. We are hopefully in a decent position from there. Okay, so they did play a card that would have had 3 strength, but since it's a melee troop, it is downgraded to just 1. Okay. Fight bond. Place next to a card with the same name to double the strength. Okay, so there is a chance that they have that. I don't know if that overrides the freezy effect. I'm assuming it probably doesn't. Smiles knowingly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm guessing that means we probably don't want to tie. Probably means we both lose a life. And meaning there would be no winner. So let's maybe act on the assumption that we don't want to do that. We are currently winning. And if we throw this down there, we'd be winning by a lot. We do still have full test. But I don't really know what this does. Pick an impenetrable fog card from your deck and play it instantly. I don't know. Is that what this is? That's Biting Frost. It's impenetrable fog. The one that affects the ranged characters, because if so, we definitely don't want to do that. This is Torrential Rain. Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. Shrugs. Jer. I'm pretty sure we don't want to use full test, because I think the Impenetrable Fog is the name of the one that reduces everyone in the ranged category to 1, and that would be catastrophic if we were to do that. So let's go over the top here. And overkill. Okay, so he did the thing that reduces the range or the siege weapons to 1. So yeah, that would suggest that full test is probably reducing the ranged enemies to 1. But if that's something that he just deployed, then my guess is he doesn't have much left. He does only have 1 card left, as do we, but we are currently sitting on an advantage. So, I mean, this does quite literally nothing at the moment. So let's just pass. We are in the lead. We'll see what he has for a final card. He has 5 or better, then we're in trouble. No, we won! Okay, so, now what? There's no shame in passing and letting your opponent win a round. I did that! I'm on to you. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Each deck also features its own heroes. Heroes are high-value cards immune to the effects of special cards. These powerful cards can turn the tide of battle. Okay? Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors. Okay, so this is just a scorecard, basically. We lost the first round. Saved up some of our good cards so that we could just barely eke out a second round victory, and then we went all in on the third round and won pretty handily there. Okay.
Well, you've a knack for this game.
I guess
If you ever
so,
find yourself
kind of,
in
sort of.
Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
I won't remember that, but thanks. Okay. Miraculous Guide to Gwent. You've got a new Gwent card. You want to examine it, open the game menu and go to Gwent deck panel. So did we... Oh, we got Zoltan! Yes! Collect them all! Oh no, gotta catch them all. So is it basically like if you win, you get one of your opponent's cards, and if you lose, do they get one of yours? Is that the way that works? Also, where did they say we find the Gwent cards? In our inventory? Is it like its own category? Is it something entirely different? Never lose cards? Okay, so that's good. Winning formulae and diagrams. I guess we're here now, so we'll read about this. You want to see a list of components or ingredients required for a given formula or diagram. When you enter the shop panel, select it and perform the pin action. Okay, I will not remember that. You select a crafting diagram or alchemy formula and pin it. A list of the components or ingredients needed to create that item will appear in the shop panel. This makes it easier to keep track of what you still need to acquire. That does sound useful, but like I said, I will not remember to do that. So, moving on. It's a great mod. Replaces all fights with Gwent battles. Oh dear. That does sound pretty great, but pretty hilarious, and probably more of like a the type of thing you don't really want to do on your first playthrough, but yes, that does sound pretty cool to make it full Yu-Gi-Oh mode. Yu-Gi-Oh mode. Can we actually go up here? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to punch you. I just wanted to see if we could go up this ladder, and the answer appears to be no. Don't mind me. Wait, but how do we actually see our new Gwent card? I missed that part. Slash, forgot it. Are there any other Gwent players that we need to know about in here? You are all and looking at us funny.
Well, yeah.
Never mind.
And could ye deliver us from evil?
Okay. So now that we have dipped our toe in the vast ocean of Gwent, my anticipation is that, yes, there will be many other occasions when we can do that. And hopefully we can build up a bit of a stronger deck over time, since that seems like a bit of a thing. I keep on drawing my sword when I need to ride our horse. Should probably put this away. Not send the wrong message. It's in the main menu, actually? Like here? Oh yeah, it is. Wow. That's a little odd. Okay, welcome to the Gwent Deck Builder. Gwent players use their own customized decks. Use this panel to manage your decks. Okay, so let's take a quick peek here. Northern Realms. Draw a card from your deck whenever you win a round. Okay, so that's our bonus you were talking about earlier that I said I wasn't sure about. Okay. So you can build one deck for each of the 4 factions. Nilfgaard, Northern Realms, Monsters, and Scoia'tael. Okay. Use LV and RV to switch between factions. Each faction features a number of unique cards that encourage a different style of play. Each faction also has a faction perk. Nilfgaard wins any round that ends in a draw. Okay, so that's probably what you were shrugging about earlier, Jer. I see. Northern Realms grants an extra card after every victorious round, and I mean, that's bear in mind. You win 2 rounds, it's game over, so win 1 round, that's the most you're ever gonna get in terms of card draw. So that's basically like draw 1 card. Granted, that's like 10% of the amount that you would get in any given game, so I suppose that's still potentially significant. But Scoia'tael decides who takes the first round, or the first turn of battle. That sounds like that could maybe be impactful on occasion. I mean, I'm sure there are many people who have played many hours of Gwent specifically, and I'm sure there are many strategies that I'm just not familiar with at all. Monsters keeps a random unit card on the battlefield after each round. Whoa. I mean, in my noob eyes, that sounds really good. Okay. Each deck has 1 leader. Press X to see the leaders available to the currently viewed faction. Good, I question the fact that the leader of this group is no longer in the realm of the living. Each deck has... Oh, yep, we read that. Press A to choose the highlighted leader card. Each leader has a unique ability. Use it to turn the tide of battle in your favor. Leader cards that you do not own are locked. They will be available to you to use once you acquire them. Okay. All the cards you own, which can be used with this faction, are shown here. Okay. Cards currently in this faction's deck appear here. Okay. So the ones on the left are the ones that we have but are not currently in our deck. Deck must consist of at least 22 unit cards. Can also contain up to 10 special cards. Can include more than 22 unit cards in your deck, but remember that doing so decreases your chances of drawing your most powerful cards. So unit cards, I'm assuming, are the pretty generic, like Temerian Soldier, Redanian Foot Soldier, which are generally the low strength cards without much benefit, whereas the special cards are probably the heroes whose names we recognize, who are more powerful. Your deck is currently 2 unit cards short, as indicated by the red number. Oh, you mean 1 unit card short? Thank you very much. We have already won a round. We have an extra card. I don't know if that's why we have 21 rather than 22, or rather than 20. Okay, you must move 2 unit cards from your collection, left side, to the faction's current deck, right side. Okay. So like Zoltan is the card that we just picked up. He's just a plain and simple 5. Close range. Yarpen is basically just a worse version of Zoltan. Sorry, Yarpen. And we have the Redanian Foot Soldier. Okay. one card could make all the difference in the last round. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm thinking, so was that in response to the monster deck perk? The monster faction perk? Like, that sounds like a really big deal. I mean, if you get to carry over a high-value card, then that's a game changer, right? Both your draw and the monster? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's true. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so if you have one additional card that you can spend more than your opponent in the last round, then yeah, that gives you a lot more ammunition than your opponent does, potentially. Okay, I see. So that kinda... Alright, now the gears are turning. I feel like that means that if you're using a Northern Kingdoms deck, then that might sort of lend itself well to doing what we did in that first round of Gwent, that being deliberately losing the first round, holding off, you know, saving a lot of your good cards. In the second round, you go more aggressive, try to get the win, so then in the third round, you get the extra card, and you have an advantage over your opponent in that round because of the additional card draw that you have. Okay, but we need to add, I think actually just one, even though it's telling us 2 cards here. So let's throw in Zoltan, because he is apparently the highest card that we have remaining. You now exit deck builder by pressing B. Okay, when in the deck builder before a match, press Y to begin, or to begin playing, or B to quit and forfeit the match. Huh? Okay, like you're getting a little too far ahead of me there. Alright, so we have, it seems, not all the special cards that we are allowed to have. Like, we could upgrade a card, basically. Get rid of one of the generic ones to put in a better one. It's like, swap in Yarpin for, say, the Redanian Foot Soldier. So, let's do that, I think. On the assumption that that's just an objectively preferable way to go. Unless if Yarpin doesn't count as a special card? I don't know. Well, either way, excuse me, we have Sheila in our deck? Okay. If you say so. I kind of take issue with Death Mold being a 6 when all these other people who, at least in Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, we spent a lot more time with, are 5 or lower. So, explain yourself. Anyways,